Welcome back to the latest episode of the Laura and Becky Show, sponsored by Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa, Red Brick Estate Agents and Clubhouse at Meadowhall.
Happy 13th of March, nearly halfway through March.
Yeah,
Isn't
March.
it light in the mornings now?
Oh, well, today actually is the first day that it's going to be light after 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's not going to be dark before 6 o'clock in the evening until October. So that is something to feel good about.
Summer is on the way. Hello to all our little Beryls. Hope you're all having a great day so far. And if you're new here, then welcome.
Yeah, we're very happy to have you. Just on the subject of weather, very quickly,
go
how
on.
weird was it? So Friday, snow day, like 0 degrees, freezing cold.
Yeah.
Sunday, 15 degrees and a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of snow left. It was all a bit complicated, wasn't it?
It felt very odd.
Didn't it?
It was all a juxtaposition.
Oh,
Love
great
that
word. Also, this morning, it's just windy and rainy, and I'm a bit like, oh, God.
I know. I am so ready for the spring now. Like, I can't even tell you. Oh, in fact, there is a word that we should all...
Oh, okay.
We should all start using.
Right.
It's such a great word. I've actually forgotten it. So
that word, where have you found this word?
So I've seen this on a few people's Instagram and on TikTok as well, because it
Right.
feels like it's been a long few months of winter, doesn't it?
Right.
Like everyone's feeling it a bit.
Yeah.
So this is a word. Okay. Let me just check I can even say the word.
Oh, no.
Apricity.
Who?
Apricity.
Apricity.
Apricity? Is that
Apricity.
how you'd say that? Apricity.
Apricity.
What a nice word. I mean, I think I'm saying it correctly.
Right.
It means the warmth of the sun in winter. And that's what we should be thinking about.
Jesus Christ. Hang on a sec.
All right, listen, it's just something that I've seen all over social media and I just basically
So we should be
clung onto it.
apricitying the sun.
No. So apricity means the warmth of the sun in winter.
Right. So we just appreciate the apricity.
Yeah. No, we appreciate the sun in winter.
And that's called
because-
apricity.
Yes.
Right.
Because it means that
So put it in a
brighter days are
sentence
coming.
for me.
Oh, well, I don't know how to do that. Hang on. Oh, no, hang on, I
It's
can.
written down. Go on, read it.
We all need a little bit more apricity because it's been ever so cold. We need a little less
there we
Arctic
go.
blast and a bit
Oh.
more apricity. Okay, that's two for you.
It's actually quite a nice word. It's quite a nice name for a little girl,
Hello, apricity.
isn't it?
This is my new baby
Bit
daughter. She's called Apricity.
Yeah, a bit like Felicity.
Yeah.
But I always think all felicities aren't very nice.
Oh, I know some nice felicities.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I
Or
don't-
Fliss, as you call them for short.
Fliss? Oh, okay. Sorry if your name's Felicity. I would imagine you're quite posh, though.
All the felicities who
Felicity.
listen start unsubscribing to our
sorry.
channel.
No, sorry. I meant posh, not rude.
Let's move on.
Okay, so yesterday went to visit my husband's nana. And
I love nanas. Can I just say I've got a
know.
real thing for nanas.
Do you know what?
Love
There's a big
them.
thing on TikTok about nanas. Yeah.
I watch them all the time.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Do you know what though? I don't call them nans or grands. It's a grandma to me. I have to call them a grandma.
I'm nanny.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's from where you're from, isn't it? Yeah. Again, I bet Felicity has a grandma.
Of course.
Anyway.
Or grandmama.
So in Nana Pam's lounge, she has an Alexa, but it's one of the ones with a screen on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was sat there in her lounge yesterday, and up popped me and me, a little
been
podcast.
listening to us?
Well, I think my father-in-law has been listening to us whilst he's been at her house, so we pop up. It's like a screensaver. Like there's us, and there's like a recipe for like fairy cakes or something.
So
but
it
then
switches
Yeah,
around.
we keep popping up though. I
Yeah.
did notice.
Aww.
Anyway, Nana Pam had a visitor, one of her neighbours, an old boy. I can't remember his name. Let's call him Bob. No?
Bob.
Yeah, Bob all right?
Bob,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. So Bob comes round. He doesn't get out much. Difficulty walking. Old boy Bob. Okay. So he's sat in Nana Pam's lounge and she's making like a drink for him in the kitchen and they're chatting away. And suddenly he went, oh. So she was telling me this yesterday. And she went, what, Bob? He went, who's this? So she says, who's who? Anyway, weird popped up on the screen as he sat there on the sofa. Yeah. And Nana Pam said, yeah, he was ever so interested. And my husband was like, yeah, I bet he bloody was. Put a bit of spring in Bob's step.
Bob perked
who's
up.
these two? So she said that she explained who we were, and he was very interested. But then her other neighbour, let's call her Beryl, because I can't remember her name.
Beryl and Bob.
She came round, sat chatting, up we pop. Who's that? Said Beryl. So Pam explains, and she went, oh, are they famous? Because they think we're on the TV. Because we're popping up on a screen. Yeah, I think it's a bit confusing.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Or she thinks we're famous.
Well, let her think that.
Yeah, so Pam, so yesterday I took the dog out whilst we were there, brought the dog back, I could see her peering from next door. So I told Pam, I said, I've just seen Beryl. She went, I'm surprised she didn't come out and ask for your autograph.
I was going to say, did she come out? I was like, Laura, can I have your autograph? I've seen you on the telly.
Listeners left, right and centre. I'm a little bit worried they're listening to us talk about vaginas a lot.
Oh, no. Well, it might, Bob and Beryl might enjoy a bit of that. I have to ask her, the important question is, have they subscribed to us?
I don't think so.
Downloading our episodes.
Bob and Beryl, if you're listening, then you can subscribe.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit complicated.
But your father-in-law, he could talk them through it, couldn't he? Get him round.
There you go. Right, so you had quite a productive weekend, didn't you?
Do you know what? I had a very productive weekend, actually. As you know, I'm into my cleaning big time at the moment. So one of my friends, I mean, this is the sort of conversations I'm having with my friends at the moment. She went, cleaned me oven the other night. Suddenly I thought, I haven't cleaned my oven for a while.
Hate it.
And I thought, I'm going to have a look in my oven tomorrow. So I did, looked in there. It wasn't too bad, but I thought, it could be cleaner. It could be better. And there's something quite nice about seeing a really nice, clean oven. It's very satisfying, isn't it? And you feel like you've got your life in order if your oven's clean.
Yeah.
So I poodled off to B&M.
Yeah.
And you know the oven cleaner where you put it in the bags and you've got the solution and you put it and you leave it and it all soaks off. And it's meant to be really easy. Got one of those. And yesterday was the day to do it. Got up Sunday morning, thought I'm going to clean the oven.
Yeah.
So I did. And I haven't done this for quite a while. So I started reading all of the instructions. Mate,
it's an effort.
I thought I was handling toxic waste.
Well, aren't you?
I don't know, but it really scared me. And it was like, you must wear gloves at all times. Do not touch the solution.
Yeah.
I actually really scared myself. I was literally handling this stuff like it was toxic. I went, Lily, do not come in here. I was like, I'm cleaning the oven and it's really dangerous. So she was terrified.
Put tape up around the kitchen. Do not enter.
I had all the doors open, the windows open to ventilate it. Lily wasn't allowed in the kitchen. I had to wear those blue gloves the whole time. Then left it. That was fine. Managed to do all that all right. When I then came back, 6 hours later, I think, to finish the job off, it then had instructions on how you dispose of the solution and all of that. I don't think I did it properly.
What did you do?
I'm really scared.
What did you just put it in your bin? Can't you just put it in your bin?
I just put it in my bin.
Yeah.
In the bag. I sealed the bag up with all the solution in. But on the thing, it said not to do that. It was like, you must dispose of it down in the sink and you must wear gloves at all time and it mustn't touch your fingers. A bit did touch my finger. And I really panicked. So I was washing my hands and thinking, oh God, I'm going to die. I can't make Lily any food because it's going to contaminate us. But I put it in the bin and now I'm feeling really bad. Like I'm going to, I don't know.
I think it'll be all right. Lots of things you're not supposed to throw away that I never knew about. Paint. You're not supposed to put paint in your bin.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that then?
You sounded really posh there. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. But you're not.
Oh, God. Are we
supposed to take it to the tip?
People?
No, I just complicate. Recycling, by the way, is really complicated. It needs to be made a little bit easier for all of us because there's certain things you think you can recycle, you can't. Have you ever had your bin not taken because you put naughty stuff in?
No, my bin boys are pretty good, to be fair.
Right.
They will take all sorts from me, including toxic waste.
Well, have they taken it yet?
Not yet. Tomorrow's the big day.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Right, what's going on in the world? It was the Oscars last night. Gonna say it, not that bothered about the Oscars, if I'm honest.
No, I'm never that bothered, really. I mean, obviously last year we had Slapgate with,
Yes.
I was going to say Will Young. Not Will Young. Will Young.
That's a different story.
Slap anyone, yeah. Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah.
This year, we had Hugh Grant being pretty rude. I don't know if you've seen the video today.
I mean, he was rude. I think he's probably just like that in real life. I reckon he's quite a grumpy kind of guy.
I get the impression he's quite grumpy, which saddens me a bit because I love all the characters he plays. But he was being interviewed on the red carpet by Ashley Graham. And she's sort of asking him just normalish questions.
He's not happy, is he?
He is not happy. He's barely answering her. And at the end, he actually does an eye roll at her. Hugh, that's naughty. That's rude.
She's like, what are you wearing? And he's like, my suit. I've forgotten my tailor's name.
My tailor made it for me.
Maybe he'd been interviewed by lots of other people and then he was just bored. But I mean, mate, come
Be
on.
polite.
You're at the
Come
Oscars.
on, Hugh. Yeah, you're getting one of those expensive
don't
goodie bags.
Go. If you don't want to talk, or don't do the interview, just be like, nah, do you know what, I'm all right. Just go in there, sit down, get the goodie bag, go to the party, leave.
Yeah, come on, Hugh.
Yeah, don't be rude.
No.
One thing I absolutely love, though, is that Jamie Lee Curtis won her first ever Oscar. How old is she?
64.
Oh, right.
Yep, I know her off the bat,
we
mate.
go,
She
yeah.
is 64 years old, which is incredible because you hear lots of women, don't you, talking about kind of how hard it is. As they get older in Hollywood, it's really hard. They're not quite sure what parts they're going to get. This should be a really kind of good sign, I think, that actually you can be 64, you can be a woman in Hollywood and you can win your first ever Oscar.
Yeah, I like her. She's just like goes, oh, shut up when she wins. Also, who's the actor that's in Pulp Fiction? Not John Travolta. What's his name now?
I don't know.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
He
love
didn't
him.
start acting till he was gone 40.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I think maybe Denzel Washington's the same. Like some people just start. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Just because you're past, let's say 40, doesn't mean you cannot suddenly go, I'm going to be a Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and win an Oscar when I'm 60.
Do you know what?
There's nothing
Yeah.
stopping you.
You're right,
It's
it's
only
never too
you.
late.
It's only you. There's someone else I know that used to be like a painter decorator and then just suddenly thought, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And became like something else and now is just rolling in it.
I love that. It takes guts, it takes bravery, but it's never
But why
too
not?
late, is it?
I keep telling my mum this. She don't listen though. She should have made curtains for people. Like would you know how to make a curtain?
Nope.
I don't even know how to measure up for a curtain that I'm going to go and buy because of the drop and this and that.
Yep.
I've said to her, Fred, you should do that. People pay you loads of money.
Yeah.
Now, I'm too old now.
People get
No, you're
stuck
not.
in their ways, don't they?
Don't get st-
Also, I feel like after 40, a good time to start things because you know yourself better.
Well, there you
when
but
you're-
then
when
you
you're
know,
over 40.
You know what hits then, though? The old
The old perimenopause.
I asked my mum at the weekend. I looked at her and I went, when did you start perimenopause? She didn't, apparently.
What, she still
Not
hasn't?
for Linda.
Yeah.
No, she didn't have it. She just overnight started.
escaped it.
Overnight started menopause. I was like, oh, okie dokie. But of course, because my mum didn't have perimenopause, it doesn't exist apparently.
Oh, so no one else has it?
No.
Oh, there you go.
No,
No,
no.
you haven't got it then.
I'm not going to
You're not going to go through it, don't worry.
Right, mate.
Oh, we need to talk about this. So obviously all over the weekend, it's been about Gary Lineker. I like Gary Lineker.
Mate, he was my first crush. I used to have cutouts of newspapers of him up on my cork board in my bedroom because I liked his thighs.
And he still looks great today.
Love Gary Lineker.
Yeah, he's just
I loved him when he played for England. I just loved him. Love him.
I love him too. And he's a brilliant presenter as well. I mean, not that I know too much about football, but he's a
paid a
brilliant
shitload
presenter.
as well,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
So he did a tweet, I think it was at the end of last week. And as a result of this tweet, he was let go. Now, I've never known anything like this before. There was a mass walkout from the BBC in support of Gary Lineker. So basically at the weekend, there was no match of the day because they had no presenters, no match of the day too. And there was another show, sports related, that I can't remember. But some really big names walked out in solidarity with him. I love this. I love people that even if it's going to cost them their jobs, they're like, no, I'm going to do the right thing here.
Yeah.
I'm going to show my support for a decent human being and a good friend. So normally what would kind of happen in this situation, we've seen it before where people have said things or tweeted things or whatever, they get sacked, they're gone. That is it, especially in this day and age. You don't hear from them again.
No.
But this has been really, really different. So we've just had confirmation before starting the podcast today that Gary Lineker is now going back to the BBC. They've had him, they're going to have him back.
Well, the BBC have released a statement, and I think, I haven't read it, they've apologised.
This is massive. I mean, the BBC, massive corporation, have done a U-turn on their decision and they're having him back and they've apologised. This is huge.
Oh, so they've apologised for the changes that they've made to the schedule for sports fans. So they haven't actually apologised to Gary Lineker, but they're just saying they're sorry for, kind of the hoo-ha of what's happened.
What a great expression. Hoo-ha.
A bit of a hoo-ha he's been in.
What a hoo-ha.
I'm sure if Gary Lineker wanted to describe it, he wouldn't say it's a bit of a hoo-ha.
Yeah, might be a bit more than that.
Yeah. But he's back then, is he? He's back this Saturday, is he?
Well,
we think.
we think he is. I mean, if he accepts, he might not accept.
Oh, he's got to. He won't stop
We-
doing Match of the Day, will he?
Oh, was it? Maybe someone else will offer him like a bigger wage on a new show or something. Who knows? But hope he does go back. So I was in bed last night, and a really good friend of mine, who I used to work with at a radio station. She's now like a really serious, big time journalist. She's based in America, I think, now.
Right.
And it popped up on my Instagram feed that she was interviewing the, let me get this right, BBC Director General. So this is the person who's in charge of the BBC, essentially her boss and Gary's boss, right?
Wow.
And she did an interview with him last night. And I was like, oh my days. And it's amazing because this wasn't planned for or anything. She's sort of written a really good post about it. She literally had a few minutes. He agreed to a few minutes with her. She said it was really weird because she had to grill her own boss.
Wow.
And it's a really interesting interview. But I was sat there watching this and I thought back to when we used to work together.
Oh, no.
And her name's Nomia. I'll give her a little shout out. She is so professional, so good at what she does. And she looks great in this interview. When we used to work together, oh God, this is the difference between her and I. So I was doing a radio show with Cam.
Yeah.
A friend of mine. We were doing this radio show together, and Nomia was our newsreader, and the three of us used to get on really, really well. And this one day I got in very, very, very hungover, so much so I couldn't actually do the radio show. So Cam was doing the show, and I was being sick in the corner of the studio.
Yeah.
And he actually put the fader up and let everybody hear me being sick in a bin.
No.
Yeah, which was nice on a Saturday morning. Anyway, I then had to go and sleep it off in the reception area of this radio station. And I was then prodded and woken up afterwards by Nomia.
Hence why she's in America interviewing the Director General of BBC and you're sat here with me.
Yes, mate. I mean, what a difference.
Listen, there's us giving advice of when you're after 40, go for it. I mean, the irony
difference in me and Nomia is just, I mean,
Did you message her? Were you like, Nomia, well done?
I did,
bless
yeah, because I
her.
thought it was really good, but it just really made me laugh. I was like, there she is, interviewing the boss of the BBC.
And here I am cleaning out my oven with my blue gloves on. How times change.
Oh, God, mate, I love it. I love it. But well done, Nomia. Very proud of you.
Well done, Nomia. We'll tag her in this. Maybe she'll share it.
Let's do it.
Hanging on Nomia's coattails for our lives.